RBC, and I am a red blood cell. I am going to tell you about my community, the circulatory system. The members of my community are the heart, the blood vessels, and of course, the blood where I belong. Let's start with the human heart. The heart is a muscular organ about the size of a clenched fist. The heart has 4 chambers. Each chamber is like a separate room with a door that lets blood in and out. Here are the left and right atria, and the left and right ventricles. Oxygen-poor blood from the body enters the right side of the heart through the right atrium, then through the right ventricle. The blood is then pumped out of the heart to the lungs. While in the lungs, it releases carbon dioxide and picks up oxygen. This process is called pulmonary circulation. Then the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs enters the left side of the heart through the left atrium, then to the left ventricle. The heart then pumps out the oxygen-rich blood from the left ventricle to all parts of the body. As blood passes to different parts of the body, it releases oxygen and picks up carbon dioxide from body cells. This process is then called systemic circulation. The blood will continuously undergo pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Now let's go back to the heart. The heart is protected by a sac called pericardium. The muscles which form the walls of the heart are called myocardium. The left and right side of the heart is divided by a thick wall called septum, and the 4 chambers are protected by a tough membrane called endocardium. The atrioventricular valves separate the atria from the ventricles. These are the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid or mitral valve. They control the blood flow from the upper chambers or atria to the lower chambers or ventricles. Meanwhile, the semilunar valves prevent the blood from flowing back to the ventricles. They only open through force applied by the pressure of the blood from the ventricles. Let's get acquainted with the blood vessels, which are passageways of blood throughout the body. In fact, there are 3 kinds of blood vessels: the arteries, the capillaries, and the veins. The arteries carry the blood away from the heart. Since they carry oxygen-rich blood, the arteries appear red. The largest artery is the aorta, which is attached to the left ventricle of your heart. The capillaries connect the arteries to the veins. In the capillaries, food and oxygen are released to the body cells, and carbon dioxide and other waste products are returned to the bloodstream. Meanwhile, the veins carry the blood back to the heart. Since they carry oxygen-poor blood, the veins appear blue. The 2 largest veins are the inferior vena and the superior vena cava. Now let's talk about myself and my family. A typical human being has approximately 4 to 5 liters of blood. About 40 to 50% of the total volume of the blood is composed of red blood cells or erythrocytes. We are composed mainly of 95% hemoglobin, which is a gas-transporting protein molecule. This protein molecule is rich in iron. On the other hand, the blood also has white blood cells or leukocytes, which comprise 1% of the total blood volume. They either form antibodies to overpower the attacking invaders of the body or to destroy those invaders. The blood also has platelets or thrombocytes. These are cells that clot at the site of wounds. They do this by adhering to the walls of blood vessels, thereby plugging the rupture in the vascular wall. The plasma is the river in which the blood cells travel. It carries not only the blood cells but also nutrients, waste products, antibodies, clotting factors, and chemical messengers such as hormones and proteins that help maintain the body's fluid balance. Wow! You see, that is how my community operates. Now you know how important the circulatory system is. Bye!
Look me in the face.